Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
Tonight we'll be talking about The Flash
Season finale
of Season 2.
Season 2, episode 23, called The Race of His Life.
It was amazing!
It was amazing.
Yeah. Like,
I have so many feels.
why don't you talk about those feels?
Okay.
How about it?
Henry's Jay Garrick!
But it wasn't Henry.
I know. John Wesley Shipp, who played Henry, is Jay Garrick now.
So you see, technically I was right. Henry was never Jay Garrick. And I said that the real Jay Garrick, I said that it might be one of the options that it could be was a real Jay Garrick, right? Or an alternate version of Zoom from another Earth.
Yeah, I think I was saying that it was going to be Henry.
Yeah. You were slightly right because it was the actor.
Yeah, I was the one that was saying that because, like, you know, the whole thing comes into play. He told Barry that his mother's maiden name was Garrick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of, like, gave you a clue right there that he probably was.
Well, it wouldn't be Henry that was...
But, I mean,
Garrick.
somebody in his family.
Yeah. Can you imagine there's, like, a lookalike running around on Earth 1? On Earth Primary, on this Earth, there is someone running around that looks like Henry Allen.
I just think it's really cool that, like, even though Henry's dead now, like, he's still getting to be on the show. Because, yeah, he was the original Flash in the TV series in the 90s. So, like, the fact that he's getting to play the original Flash, like, the very first one in the comics and everything from the 50s and stuff, is just really cool. Because he's still getting to be on the show in that way and kind of pay homage to everything Flash related.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. So,
Yeah.
And the suit was freaking awesome.
It's just like this giant lightning bolt.
But I like it. It's really cool.
And he's like, he stole my name, he stole everything from me. I guess I can steal one thing of his. And he takes the helmet and puts it on like, yeah, yes. Because the true Jay Garrick has the helmet, man.
Mhm.
That's Jay Garrick's outfit, the suit and the helmet. Like, you can't be Jay Garrick without the helmet.
Yep.
So I was happy.
It's awesome. So in a way, he's getting to be the Flash again because he's being Jay Garrick. And before, he was just Barry's dad. But now he's actually going to be a Flash.
Yeah.
So, woo!
So,
I'm excited.
let's see. We got Earth 2 this season. We got Hunter Zolomon this season. We got Jay Garrick this season. And we got the mention of Earth 3 this season. And we got to see the Earth where the Flash and no one that we know in the DC universe exists. Because he went to Smallville, or not Smallville, but
Justice League.
no, he went to Kara Dan, the
Supergirl, yeah.
Where the crap is that? Meta whatever?
It's Coast City? No, it's
right.
not Coast.
No, yeah, I think it's Coast City. I don't know. Something stupid that kind of goes along with Central and
I don't
Starland.
remember. I think it's Coast. You guys know? Supergirl fans out there?
Which
What's the
is
city?
moving to the CW, so it's gonna be better. I'm actually gonna watch.
Oh, and I guess the people that do like the superhero shows on CW were saying there's gonna be an epic crossover, like
There
a
better be.
4-show crossover because of Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl.
There better
So
be.
yeah, that's something we have to look forward to too. Okay,
I'm waiting for the Arrow Legends of the Flash Legends of Tomorrow for crossover because we've already seen the Arrow.
I'm gonna start watching Legends event soon.
Okay.
But anyway, maybe I should save this for later, but because he changed things around at the end, what do you think's gonna happen now? Do you think that, like, since he saved his mom, like, other people that are dead now are gonna exist again?
Well, Henry's gonna be alive. Eddie's gonna be alive.
Damn it!
You know what that means for the real Harrison Wells? He's gonna be alive. That means him and his girlfriend are gonna make the true particle accelerator the way it was meant to be.
I just hope Iris isn't with Eddie again. You know what?
And
we've been there, done that. All right, we don't need that again.
Ronnie is gonna be alive because Firestorm never happened.
Does that mean we'll never have Killer Frost then?
Not on this, right? Unless the particle accelerator did go off, but because Barry no longer has the need to figure out what happened to his mom, he never became the CI that he did. I mean, he's probably on the force or something, so not much has changed, but enough to the fact that he wasn't in the place he wasn't in the right place at the right time when the lightning struck, so he didn't get hit. But Caitlin got hit. She becomes Killer Frost. Like, we get legit Killer Frost on this one.
But do you think because he did that, like, it's gonna erase what Barry and Iris had again?
Well, Barry told Iris that, like, ever since the day he met her when they were kids, he was in love
I know,
with her.
but I don't want her to forget again, is what I'm saying.
I mean, she's not forgetting. Nothing ever happened. Because he never lived with her. He's still in love with her. Okay, there is an option where, because...
Okay, so because he never lived with her, people cannot use the sibling option anymore! Oh!
Until he goes back and fixes it because he's not getting with Iris in this new continuity.
Yeah.
Because Iris, by now, has probably already met Eddie before the particle went off, everything, before then. So she's been with Eddie longer than 2 years. By now, she's married to Eddie because he never had to die.
They're doing Flashpoint. They're totally doing Flashpoint Paradox.
Because in that animated movie, in case you haven't watched it, it's on YouTube. Go watch it.
It's
Freaking
amazing.
seriously.
It's really good.
Yes.
I watched it back in, like, 2014. Wow.
I think so.
Yeah, I watched it in 2014. And I texted her about it.
I watched it many years
and
before.
I was like, I watched Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah. Because in that, very similarly, he goes back in time and saves his mother. Because something happened.
But somebody on Twitter was saying that he's gonna fix it, it's gonna go back to normal, and she's gonna remember everything.
The one issue I have is that he doesn't have his powers anymore. Are we going to have to, like, how is he going to convince people to set up this mock particle accelerator explosion again, like we just freaking saw, so he can get his powers back, so he can travel back in time, stop himself from stopping himself from that crap.
It's crazy.
And let his mother die.
It's gonna be insane.
Because you know what's gonna happen? Okay, the original time traveler that's in the future fighting Dawn, right? Is coming back with Dawn, facing him, trying to save their mom, and then he runs off saying, okay, this isn't gonna work. He runs off with his younger self, while the season 1 version of him runs in and is hiding behind the door, while this version of him is fighting off Eobard Thawne, while season 3 version of him is fighting him off, letting...
Okay, I'm so confused right now.
There's gonna be 4 freaking flashes, and Barry Allen's in that moment, in that space. I'm surprised if a Wraith won't come.
If a what?
Wraith. One of those Wraith thingies.
Yeah.
There could be 4 of them in the same space. That does not work.
Okay, if they're doing Flashpoint, as long as he fixes everything and they get to be together, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to have led us all up to this, the last few episodes of season 2, and made it so that, like, they're finally gonna give things a shot, and then this has to happen. So, like, I hope in season 3 we at least see them some way finding their way back to each other, because they always do. And
it's not once upon a time. They don't always find each other. I will always find you.
yeah, well, they're connected, so
They are.
and like he said, I love you too. I always will.
Which is why this is so hard.
Yeah. He's
I
like,
have
I'm
to
so
do it.
sorry, but I have to do this. Because he physically cannot handle both of his parents being dead.
He's going to have to.
And because Jay Garrick is his dad's doppelganger, in a sense,
Not really.
he's gonna have to deal with the fact that he looks just like his dad.
What really just happened is that he found out that somewhere on Earth 1, he has a, I think, uncle or great uncle somewhere out there. He has a great uncle that looks exactly like his daddy. That's what he just found out.
But the nice thing is, though, because Jay's Flash, they can work together.
Yeah. But he's not the Flash anymore because once he goes back in time, I mean, you saw that past version of him that came back from season 1 disappear. So, therefore, season 1 never happened.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Season 1 never
Are you
happened.
freaking kidding me?
The first kiss never happened.
Well, I know the first kiss never happened.
No, I mean, now it never happened. Not that it just got erased. It got erased twice. That crap never coming back. Okay?
Well, this better come back. We better have our West Allen. I'm serious.
I mean, Barry's gonna remember. But
Yeah,
then
but
he's
Iris gonna remember.
But then, like in Flashpoint, he's gonna walk into the newsroom and see Iris there with her husband and their 2 children. And he's gonna go, F this, I'm going back.
I hope so, because...
Because in that, I mean, he's married to her in that movie. But then he goes back in time when the other guy's married to her.
Because people paralleled that scene in Flashpoint where, you know, he went to Nora's grave with Iris. And that was what happened in the Runaway Dinosaur episode. So people were using that to parallel.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, ultimately, they are together. That's just inevitable. And for those people that don't believe that because of what's happened, have faith, my dears. Seriously.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I'm like confused by a lot of stuff, but I know that they will always be connected in some way. And we will get our West Allen happy times. We will.
I mean, whether or not he has his abilities, she's still his lightning rod.
Freaking told him, she's like, I don't care if you're the Flash or not. You, Barry, that's who I want to see if I have a future with.
Yes. She's still his lightning rod, whether or not he got struck by it or not. Like,
they have already established that. That's not changing. That's already been established, people. She is his lightning rod through and through, and she always will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I like how Wally was, like, super loyal to Barry in this episode.
Yeah.
And the Flash, and just, you know, like, why did you do that?
Yeah, but I mean, I do think they did the right thing.
I think they did the right thing at first because Barry definitely was not in the right mindset.
Yeah,
to do
he
that.
needed to cool off.
He did. So I think that they did the right thing in that moment.
But can we talk about something? He died.
His time remnant died.
No. Like, do you know what a time remnant really is?
It's you. Just back in time.
Okay. What happened was that Barry, in one moment, while they were running in the circle, decided, I'm not going to do this, screw this. Time traveled back to the moment he decided not to do this, screw this. And they started running together.
So that he could be at 2 places at once.
So, what had to keep happening is that in that moment where he decided not to do this and screw this and go back in time, he had to keep doing that over and over and over to make sure that that person was still there. But he kept running as well. And then, so that's how the time remnant was there. It was actually him, a few seconds in the future. Every moment.
I thought it was a few seconds in the past.
No, the one in the past had to stay alive because if the one in the past died, then the one in the future couldn't be there.
Yeah.
So the one in the past was the one fighting him.
Okay.
Fighting Zoom. But the one from the future that came around
was the time remnant.
Was the time remnant. Was the future him that died saving the multiverse.
The future Barry died. The 2024 Barry died. Right? Is that right though? That like the Barry dies in Christ or missing in Christ. Is that the same? Okay, never mind.
No, because this is still present day.
Okay.
The future Barry that we just saw die was 2 seconds in the future.
Okay.
Not
right.
2024.
That makes sense.
The 2024 version, I think, is the one that went back in time and tried to defeat Eobard Thawne when he was trying to kill his mom.
Okay.
What the crap happened to him? Why he disappeared? I don't know. Because he survived that.
Maybe we'll find out in season 3.
I don't think so.
Oh, I also wanted to mention from the scene at the end with Barry and Iris.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that even though, like, you know, they're not going to be together right now,
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that he wants to work on himself and make sure that he has peace with everything that's going on before he's fully with her, because I think that that's a smart thing, and I think that, you know, I believe that you need to love yourself and like completely be okay with you before you're with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a really good thing that he did.
Yep.
And she's like, yeah, like do whatever you have to do.
Go wherever you need to
She's
go.
like, you've given me time to get to this place. You know, you need to do what you need to do for yourself.
Yeah, and I love that she said, go wherever you need to go, and whenever you get back,
I'll be here.
and it's like, dude, you know he's going to travel through time, right? And she's just like, I'll be here. Like, oh my gosh, like, what if he runs, because in that moment is when he decides to go to the past and screw everything up, right? Well, what if he comes back directly after that moment and he looks at Iris and goes, I just effed up. Like, it should be like, what'd you do? He'd be like, I just saved my mom and everything went to hell. And she's like, your mom's still dead? No, she's not. Like, I mean, she is now because I let her die because I had to beat myself up after letting myself beat up this person after escaping with my other self. Like, I think her head would spin when he tried to explain that.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I can picture it in my mind how that whole fight's gonna go down. You know, because you have the future version of him who's fighting Eobard, who escapes with the little one. And then the season 1 who's standing behind the door.
Who
and then,
disappeared.
Yeah, but when he goes back to fix everything, he's still gonna be standing there. But you have this version of him from tonight, they're beating the crap out of Eobard Thawne, but you're going to have a season 3 version of Barry come back in time and beat the crap out of himself.
So do you
to stop him from beating the crap out of
he is
Eobard.
going to fix everything?
He has to. He won't be the Flash if he doesn't.
So why did he do that in that moment? Just because you think, like, probably because he felt like he just needed peace. Like, he needed one of his parents alive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, yeah. He's going to have to deal with the fact that they're both dead.
I think his mom's going to help him with that. Like, his real mom, not his Speed Force mama.
Yeah.
Alright, like, his real mom.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she kind of did in Flashpoint as well.
Yeah.
Like, in the movie.
So, I think that even though he freaking screwed everything up, I think it was for a reason, because I think that she will help him to realize some stuff.
Dude. Okay, I'm sorry. Continuing that out.
And so, even though I don't like that happened, every time freaking Barry and Iris have a moment, it's either erased or he goes back in time or something. Like,
Dude,
what the hell?
Every time they kiss, the moment after they kiss, he reverses time and makes it all null and void.
I know.
It's
what
like
the heck, Barry?
He's hesitating. Okay.
That's why he needs to be completely and fully, like, in touch with who he is, man.
Yes.
So that doesn't happen.
Okay. Now, my idea.
Okay.
Okay. Because in the movie, like, Batman isn't Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
We don't have a Batman to give him his powers back. So, is Oliver Queen gonna be the one who died on the island, and his dad gonna be the one, just like in Earth 2, who survived? Because his dad is the one that survived in Earth 2. So, is Mr. Queen gonna be the one to take the spot of the not Batman from the movie to give Barry his powers back.
I don't know.
Because there's gonna be an Arrow.
Yeah.
Because there was a Batman either way.
People think that Laurel's gonna be alive too because of what he did.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, if you think about it, doing all that...
And they're like, I don't want Laurel alive again.
I want Laurel alive.
That's what the person said. I don't care either way.
Okay. What... Without Barry being the Flash, they would have never escaped from Ra's al Ghul's prison.
True.
So, technically speaking, Katana, Ray, Felicity, everyone's dead, and Oliver is Ra's al Ghul.
That sucks.
You mean that's...
He better fix everything.
I mean, if
Seriously.
we're going with the Oliver is still the one that survives, Oliver has now become
Okay,
Ra's al Ghul.
so what I predict is gonna happen if he fixes stuff is that by saving his mom, she's gonna help him with stuff. He's gonna become okay with the fact that his parents are dead.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna fix the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's gonna be okay again.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Iris will finally get to be together
Mm-hmm.
the right way,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll still be the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what?
Without the Flash, that would mean that Cisco doesn't really...
Vibe.
Okay. He doesn't vibe, he doesn't do anything. So he never had the reason to go up to the barista, Kendra. So we never...
Who's Hawk Girl.
Right. So we never get that. And Captain Cold never became Captain Cold, and Heatwave never became Heatwave. So therefore, we don't have a Legends of Tomorrow.
See, they're gonna have to fix all of it.
We don't have a
They
Legends
have
of
to
Tomorrow.
fix it. They have
just
to.
screwed up their
Yeah.
entire DC
They
universe
have to
right
fix
there.
it. Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
It's Flashpoint. It's totally Flashpoint Paradox, man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have not seen it, watch that stuff.
Yeah,
I was gonna say. Watch that.
Yeah. But like, oh my gosh, like, like,
I mean,
they wouldn't have a Legends of Tomorrow. Supergirl would have no idea
Yeah.
who anyone is.
but do you think he realizes that he's not gonna be the Flash with what he just did?
No.
So once he realizes that, then he'll want to fix everything.
He has both his parents back. Why would he want to fix anything?
So that he can be the Flash again?
He became the Flash because he was trying to figure out what happened to his mom. And he saved the Flash so that he could defeat the evil. He has no real reason to become the Flash again. Except for the fact that...
But he
Except-
has to be!
Okay, there's only... I mean, in the movie, there were two factors on why he became the Flash again. One was because Iris was with another man. With babies, which we all know that crap can't happen.
No.
And
it better not be Eddie, I swear. If they bring Eddie back, I am done with that. Been there, done that, people. I don't need no Iris and Eddie again.
I think it's sweet, because it's never gonna happen. I mean, they're gonna fix it.
Yeah, they are.
So, I mean, why not give them a little bit more screen time? Have the actor back. I don't mind.
Whatever.
I think the way he fawns over her is so cute.
But it doesn't end well.
But to have Iris go through all of that again, if he dies,
she wouldn't remember once Barry fixed the timeline. None of that would have. It's only us that has to go through it again.
okay.
So, because the only one who remembers... Okay, think about it this way. Barry went back in time to talk to Harrison Wells about how to get his powers back or something like that, right? Out of siphon crap. He screwed with the timeline there. He came back, and the Pied Piper was on the good side, and no one knew that was wrong? Do you really think that Iris is going to remember having all those extra years with Eddie? Like,
No.
exactly. So, But he has to be careful, because if he fixes it the wrong way, which I don't know how you would, just let your mama die.
Well, see, that's what I think. I think it's going to happen. I think by saving his mom, she's going to help him realize that it's okay for her to not be alive.
Yeah.
And he's going to finally find some peace, and then he'll fix it. He might not be the Flash again, but he will fix the timeline. So. But
When he
either
fixes
way,
the
Iris
timeline,
and Barry
he's
are
gonna be
meant
the
to be
Flash again.
together, so.
When he fixes the timeline, he's gonna be the Flash again.
Yeah.
But so that means that, okay, let's forget the fact that without the Flash, no one would have escaped Ra's prison. Let's go to the point where if Barry wasn't the Flash, they would have never put themselves in that position. That means that Oliver is currently married to Felicity. All us Arrow fans cheer with excitement.
What was the other reason in Flashpoint?
There was something big that went down that there was like this big heist and people died, or
Oh, yeah.
or like his mom died again or something,
I think his mom did die again.
and she's like, you know, it's okay, like,
Yeah.
whatever. So
See,
then,
I think if they're going like strictly by Flashpoint, I think that's what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna have something to do with his mom.
yeah, because he's gonna be like it's okay, like I have these powers. He's not gonna realize that he doesn't have the powers anymore.
Yeah.
Until he's done explaining to his mom what the crap he's able to do, and she'd be like, Barry, I know you your whole life, you don't got that.
Yeah.
And
And I think that even though there might not necessarily be any reason for him to have his powers anymore, he's gonna miss the fact that he had them.
yeah.
And he's gonna want to have them to be able to save people in that way. He still wants to keep the city safe.
Yep.
So.
But you see, that's kind of why, I mean, if you look at it, Eobard Thawne in season 1 changed the past by killing Nora Allen. So he had to course correct by killing Harrison Wells to become Harrison Wells to create the particle accelerator faster than it would have been. Which means originally, no, it means that Barry would get his powers just later in life, but he might not want to wait that long.
Yeah.
Because Eobard was saying that, because what Eobard said was that he had to move the timeline up because he didn't want to be stuck in the past. Therefore, the real Harrison Wells creates the particle accelerator, it go boom, Barry gets his powers, whatever. But that's decades down the line. He's not a 25-year-old with Flash powers. He's probably a 30-year-old with Flash powers.
I also think that it's interesting that it was his mom that he saved and not his dad. I think that he's always been closer with his mom.
Yeah.
Boys tend to be closer with their moms.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it sucks that his dad died. But really?
But if he goes back in time that far, he saves both of them.
No, I know that.
And his dad never went to prison, so he'd get to grow up with his dad.
Yeah, I know.
So doing that one act changed both that, so that he'd have his dad in his life, and he'd know what it is to grow up with his own dad.
Oh my gosh, so crazy.
So,
No, I seriously, like, I am totally optimistic about them.
but you know what that means?
What?
Jay Garrick never made it home to Earth 3. He's still trapped in Zoom's prison on the other side. He's still in the Iron Mask on Earth 2.
Because of what Barry did.
Yeah, because the breach was never discovered. Barry never went back in time to try and save his mom in season 1. Therefore, the thing in the sky that killed Ronnie never happened, which allowed Zoom to come over. Therefore, they never met Zoom. So, Jay Garrick is still stuck over there.
Okay, so if we see Tom Cavanaugh again in season 3, who plays Wells, we're gonna see the original Wells, right?
Mm-hmm. The original Wells that died in
Not the
season one.
Earth 2 Wells, our Wells.
That died in season 1. The one that Eobard Thawne killed and took his place for.
Okay.
This is some crazy crap.
Yeah, some crazy stuff's gonna go down.
Like, yeah.
They might be able to take away certain things from West Allen, but they are not taking away the fact that she's his lightning rod.
Right? And that they are destined to have the Tornado Twins.
Yes, they are destined to be together, not by force, not by whatever, but because they,
They're Lois and Clark, damn it.
They are. They're the Lois and Clark of the Flash, people. Seriously. If you haven't realized that by now, then I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
Because they are legitimately the Lois and Clark of the Flash.
Yeah. I mean, for a while, I thought Clark was going to end up with Lana.
Which I would have been okay with if they didn't do what they did to Lana's character.
Right? That hurt me emotionally. That scarred me for life.
But I really like Clark and Lois now. Because
Yeah.
I'm on the last season of I haven't started season 10 yet, but I'm on the last season. And I really liked them in season 9, so.
But, I mean, Clark...
Oh, it was the finale where she kissed him in the alley and she realized it was Clark. I was waiting for that to happen.
The look on his face. But anyways, so that's what happens. I mean, like, they're not destined to be in the comics, but that's how they were wrote, so therefore they were destined to be.
Lois and Clark? Or Barry and Iris?
Both.
Oh.
Okay. Barry and Iris, they were two totally separate characters. And Barry just, like, needed a friend or a place to stay or something. I don't really know what happened in the comics, like, if he lived with her or whatever. But he needed, whatever. And he met her and they grew close and they got married and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, she was just some random character that was created. I mean, so was he. But somehow...
But they've been, like, there from the beginning,
Yeah.
right? In the Flash comics.
Yeah, I mean, he might have had other girlfriends, I don't know.
Yeah. But ultimately, even, like, if
In every incarnation, Barry Allen marries Iris West.
In every universe, in every timeline, in every, incarnation, like you said, they're supposed to be together.
Yep. You can't stop destiny.
Yeah. So the whole married in Earth 2 thing still applies.
Yeah.
They're still married in Earth 2.
And Joe is still alive in Earth 2.
Yeah.
And still hates Barry's guts because he's a wimp.
The only thing I really loved about Earth 2 was just the fact that it had that vintage feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I did like seeing Barry and Iris married, okay? That was really great. I just wish that Barry wasn't the way that he was.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing Iris be the police woman and being powerful, being the hot, powerful woman that she is.
Yep.
But I also wanted to see Barry do that too. I wanted to see them be equal and be a team in that way. And he wasn't, so.
Barry's going to grow up one way, but this version of Barry is going to take over when he goes back to his own timeline.
Which Barry?
The current Barry, season 2 Barry, is going to take over his own life when he goes back to his timeline. Therefore, there's going to be a drastic attitude change because he's going to be different. Because our Barry grew up with a different life than the Barry that they're raising.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a different Barry. And they're going to have to notice that. Like, it's just so interesting.
But he's
Like,
always
how are they going to play this? Like, oh my god.
He's always going to be in love with Iris.
Oh, yeah. I mean, eventually, if he stays long enough, like, maybe the history will overwrite his memories. But, I mean, they're not going to end with season 3, so they have to fix it.
Yeah.
So that won't happen. I mean, it might start happening, and he'd be like, I can't lose Iris, and so he goes back in time.
Yeah. Well, I just saw an interview today. Like, Candace Patton was at some event, like, a few days ago or last week or something like that. And this guy interviewed her, and she's saying, you know, if I could tell you what I know, it would spoil it. But she's like, it is definitely worth the wait for next season. So that would mean that her mom didn't die. That would mean that, like...
No, her mom was terminally ill.
Okay. But that would mean that Wally lived with them instead of Barry living with them,
No.
right?
No.
Oh.
That whole storyline is still going to play out the same.
Okay.
Because Barry had no repercussions on their family dynamic.
Okay.
So
So the only thing that would be different is that Barry didn't live with them.
Yeah.
But Joe and Iris are still important to him.
To this version of him. Who knows? Maybe that little kid crush didn't blossom like it did when he lived with her. Maybe when he goes back there, she's going to be weirded out by her best friend's sudden interest in her.
I hope not.
Or maybe she's secretly banging him while married to Eddie. I don't...
Okay, let's just put it this way. It tells you how loyal of a fan I am to a TV show when I'm willing to wait as long as it takes for my favorite couple to get together for real.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because I've watched many a show in my day, and most of the couples that I like that end up together, it takes multiple seasons for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a very, very loyal TV watcher of my shows.
Yeah.
So I'm not just going to give up.
I wanted Clark to get
If it
with
doesn't happen.
Lois in season 4 when they met, because that
But
was
it
awesome.
took until season 9.
Exactly. So grow up,
Which I think is actually good, because by that point Lana wasn't on there anymore. He could finally officially move on and focus on Lois.
Yeah.
You know.
So basically grow a pair and wait.
There were too many complications going on in the earlier seasons, even when Lois was on it, for Clark and her to even think about being together.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm speaking toward the longevity of relationships.
Yeah.
And how long it takes once the initial meet happens.
Yeah, and I think it's realistic too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it might seem like it takes forever because seasons last for 9 months. But in reality, for the characters, that's probably what, like a few years?
Well, season 1 was 1 year.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, there's a buildup of, like, Barry and Iris already have been best friends. They already know each other.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it takes a while for things like that to happen sometimes. And, you know, especially now with everything that's happened to Barry and just what he just did, like, he needs to come to terms with himself.
He needs to forgive himself.
He needs to forgive himself. He needs to love himself and not be so emo. He's the optimistic superhero.
Yeah. Although technically speaking, you know how Barry actually has that sense of humor? Barry's not supposed to be the one with the sense of humor. Barry Allen is the straight man, basically. He's the one that just, like, he's the serious guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the serious one that takes everything seriously. This is serious.
Well,
But
I think
Wally's
that
actually supposed to be the one with all the
I think that that
comic.
that's actually happening with Barry. I think that he is taking a lot of things seriously.
Yeah. But he's more comic-y than a lot of people thought he would be.
Yeah, but I think that seriousness is still there.
Yeah.
For sure. He takes things very personally.
Yeah.
And very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
He might be the more light, optimistic of the other superheroes that are on TV right now, but he still takes things very seriously and personally.
Yeah.
He's affected immensely by what happens. So
There's one other show that I know that has 3 flashes in one moment in the same show.
Justice League.
Young Justice. You have the Flash, Barry, the Flash, Wally, Kid Flash, shoot, you have more than
Is
you
it
have more
Kid
than
Flash
three.
Wally?
Yes, in a manner of speaking. Okay. So there was Jay Garrick,
Yeah.
and there was Barry Allen, and there was Wally, all in one episode with Barry's grandchild, Impulse, who showed up and broke the news that Iris was pregnant with the Tornado Twins, and Barry about lost his crap.
That season was that scene was awesome.
And then, I won't tell you who, but one of them dies. Almost the exact same way. He ran too fast. Saving the universe, he ran too fast. He couldn't keep up. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Y'all gotta watch Young Justice to figure it out.
I'm predicting it's Barry.
I'm not going to tell you.
Do you have anything else to say about the episode?
This episode was fracking awesome, and fall needs to get here now.
Well, I think they start filming again in July. So
It's not soon enough.
So by the time Comic-Con rolls around and they do their panel and everything, they'll be able to talk about what's going to happen in season 3, and we'll get to hear all of that stuff.
Okay.
So we have a few months,
Yeah.
but that's usually when news starts coming out about things that are going to happen in the upcoming season.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So I think that's all I wanted to say.
okay,
Is there anything you all want to talk about?
I'm good. I expressed my feelings.
You express your feelings. Don't you have more feelings?
I always have more feelings when it comes to the Flash.
Okay. So I guess that's it. So I suppose just like Iris, keep believing in the impossible, right?
Yeah.
Till next season.
Yep.